How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're going to open up the Viewer's Choice Shipwrights of the North Sea. So every Saturday, of course, we do play the game that you guys vote on our Monday poll that runs through the week. And the winner was Shipwrights of the North Sea by Renegade Games and Garphill Games. I always mispronounce it, or I always mix up the R and the P. But yeah, it's Garphill Games. And this is one of three in the set of the North Sea. It's basically a story of you trying to become the new chieftain, starting with shipwrights and going through both raiders and explorers. Not really sure which order, but somebody will let me know down in below which order they go in. The game is a worker placement, deck drafting, card drafting. Hang on, where do they got the info that I'm trying to find on here? Where did they put how many players and all that stuff? Oh, there we go. It's over here. So yeah, it is a worker placement. It is a deck drafting game for 2 to 5 players, ages 12 and up, with an average of 50 to 70 minutes. Now, don't let that time fool you. The game is pretty simple, of course. I'll go over some of the rules while we're going over the items in the box. However, if you want to know how to really play it, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can watch the live gameplay with me and Oddity when we play this. So, of course, you get your handy-dandy 2017 fall catalog. So there we go. This is from around 2017. Now, this does come with the Townsfolk mini expansion. It is just part of the game now. And it's, from what I've understood, it's a much-needed thing. It gives you a little bit more to do. So here is the rulebook. As you can see, there is a lot of big writing, lots of big pictures. So the game is very, very simple, pretty straightforward. And even when you look at things like here, when it says hire a craftsman, hire a townfolk, a lot of it is just explaining what those cards do. You know, it's just giving you extra details. So that's not even rules of how the game is played. But here we go. So I think there's only 11 pages. Yeah, 11 pages plus how to win the game. So the objective of the game is to try to build 4 ships to make the end game and then get the most victory points. That is done over several phases. So there is a morning phase, an afternoon phase, and an evening phase. This is the rules basically for the little expansion, the Townsfolk expansion. Here we go. This is the board for the Townfolk expansion. So what I mean by gives you a little bit more variety is you can put your workers, your little Viking workers, on these spaces to get these additional additive benefits. So like here, you can use any other craftsmen to craft your boat. Here, you can discard to get gold. Here, you can trade over the marketplace to get a different resource. And then here, you can basically bring all the guys that you put out back, all your workers. And then this one here allows you to get either a shield or discard a card. And then we have the player board. So there are 5 player boards. Why? Because it's a 5-player game. So there we go. So these are the player boards. So the top is your gold tracker. You got your workshops. You have 2 different workshops that you can use. You have your mill, which is where you hold your resources. And you are limited at the beginning to 8 resources. And then down at the bottom, you have your villagers. You get 1 villager per turn unless you're going to play the mini expansion, which I believe most people would. And then you get 2 workers at the end of the evening phase. Or I guess beginning of the evening phase, you do the work. You got to do them in a certain order. I guess it's middle, because you do gold, then you do worker, and then you do your discard. So we'll get into the meeples, I guess. We'll just go in order of how the things are in the box. Now, of course, I did move things around, so my order of my box may be different than yours when you open them. So they give you a real big bag to put all the little bags in. So here are the workers, so little Viking workers, and we'll take a look at those guys. So nice woodworkers, nice little meeples. I guess they're veeples, Vikeples. You say potato, I say potato. So they got their little Viking horns. Now that's a nomenclature. If I remember correctly, the Vikings didn't actually have horns in their helmets, right? I think that was something that was added at some point. I know barbarians and stuff did, but I don't remember specifically about Vikings why that started to occur, where we always showed Vikings with the horns in their helmets. No idea where that came from. And then these are the wool tokens for your cloth. So you got these little sheeples, little sheep meeples, cute little things there. Nice fluffy like a cloud. And all you guys can go back in your bag. And then you have your next resource is wood. So you have your weeples, wooples, woodles, woodooples. You have your wood meeples, your little wood resource tokens. I guess they're not really meeples. Meeples are really just the workers. I'm just trying to make everything a meeple now. But there we go. So there's are the wood tokens. And you get back in the bag. And then the last resource is the iron or metal steel. And so they're kind of cool. They're not, rather than being just a little regular square. So it's kind of cool when they do things like this. So it kind of looks like a rock of some sort. Actually looks more like coal, but I guess it's gray. So it is your metal. So you get back in there. And you're needing these resources because each ship, and when we look at the cards, you'll be able to see each ship requires a certain amount of material to be able to build. And then this is just your gold tracker. So it's kind of like a little, I guess it's like a little ship. So you have a little gold ship to track your gold on your tracker. Yeah, that's what you're using for. The first person, so this is your first person token. So each round, the first person rotates around. And that's key because that's the person's going to be doing the initial draws. And then you're going to be able to draw your card, pick your card first, and then pass the cards to your opponents. 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, just keeps passing around. So here are the shields for the expansion. These allow you to block your opponent from destroying your ships that you're building. And then these are 3-point victory. So I looked through the rules. I can only find one time when you use these. And at the end of the game, there are red point or red numbers. Though whoever's got the highest red numbers gets an extra 3 points. So I guess there's multiple, because multiple people could get that. If you're playing more than a 2 or 3 player game, so then everybody gets their 3 points. We have a little help card here. So this is what I was talking about. So at the end of the game, these are your victory points. So these are how many points you're going to get per item. And then the red points are basically, like I said, whoever has the highest number when adding up the red points will get the extra 3 victory points at the end of the game. And then the last thing is this huge stack of cards here. So it came as 2 different stacks. So you can see we have boats. So we have the boats. The boats will give you an added benefit. Like here, this is going to increase the amount of items you can have in your mill. Here is the points that you're going to get at the end of the game. And then these are the items you're going to need to craft it. And then which crafters can actually craft this boat. So there's a couple more boats. Buildings. So buildings do the same thing. Buildings give you some type of benefits. You get 3 victory points from the game. You have your worker. So this is your carpenter. So he can build these 3 boats. I don't want to say their names because I'd probably get them all wrong. So I'm not even going to try. Wood carver. And then these are like your I want to say civilians, but these are the people of your village. So with this one here, you have the king. When you play the king, you get 5 gold as soon as you play it. Queen, you get 3 gold. So put more of the boats. The art's beautiful. And that's one of the things that drew me to picking this game up. Renegade did give me a discount code to be able to pick these up a little bit cheaper, or I should say a lot of bit cheaper, so that way we can play them on the channel for you guys. So make sure you go head over to Renegade and shop directly from the shop so that way you can support them. But yeah, we love the art. I like anything that has a very nice, clean, stylistic art. And the art of this, as well as the West Kingdom, which we did also pick that up from that same deal with Renegade. We'll play that as well. We'll throw that up on a couple polls for you guys to do. They both have a very similar art style, right? Which is a beautiful, beautiful art style. I do like that. And it's actually one of the reasons I didn't pick up the new game that takes the place of the North Kingdom. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I think it starts with an S. But I didn't like its art as much. And I've heard it's a better implementation of the West Kingdom. But I just didn't care for the art. So here's a couple more buildings. So we'll just go through these pretty quick so you guys can see how beautiful the art is like that. And there's your assassin. But each one, like I said, each one's either going to give you a plus or minus. Not all of them have that red bonus. So you kind of have to gauge, do you want to work on getting those bonuses? Do you want to get a ship that's going to give you a higher amount of victory points at the beginning? Or do you just want to get out as many ships as possible to try to get the in-game scenario? So for example, here you get 4 and 5. That's a lot, but you need a lot of resources to get that ship built. Blacksmith, we got a sailmaker. That assassin's showing up a whole lot. There we go. Thief, steal 1 gold from the opponent. That's really nice. So it does have a little bit of that take that mechanic, because you are going to destroy your opponent's ships. You're going to be able to steal things from them. You're going to be able to, the assassin allowed you to kill somebody. So you've seen a couple gameplays we've done of Everdell. Barbarian is just massive. So we've done a couple games of Everdell. Everdell has a little bit less to take that. I think there's only 1 card in the base game that allows you to do a take that, and that's the skunk. This will have a little bit more, but doesn't look like the complexity is as high. However, it may just be a different type of complexity. I did not check on Board Game Geek to compare. I think they're both in the 2s, 2.3 to 2.5. So they're not very complex games. So we'll just go ahead and get through the rest of these. I think a lot of these, so there are a lot of duplicates. I don't know if I've seen anything different on the rest of these. We'll go ahead and get those out of my hands so we can get you guys some more preview. But yeah, the art's just beautiful. It's the same as, we just opened the Shaman's box. You can watch that video up on YouTube. The Shaman's art is unbelievable. So here we go. Here's something, I don't know if I passed over it the first time. So here's something else that you can get, are tool cards. By playing the tool cards, you basically can pay no oak when constructing a ship. So that's the benefit of the bow saw, is that you don't have to pay any oak, which is kind of a savings. It means you don't have to aim and target getting that oak. And I don't remember if I saw... Okay, there's another one. So the Smelting Furnace, you pay no iron when constructing the ship. And I would almost imagine we'd have to have something... There we go. Pay no wool when constructing the ship. So you're not limited. You can have unlimited amount of tools. You can have unlimited amount of buildings. So it looks like with the tools, there's only 1 of each, at least from what I saw. If I missed that and you guys saw something different... Okay, so there's 2 trade cards. But I think the other 2, I only saw 1 of each of those, which is why I was like, hey, I don't think I've told you guys about this. So there we go, guys. That is whatever game it is I'm opening. That is Shipwrights of the North Sea. Viking adventure game. It is the first in the trilogy. We didn't pick up the expansion that allows you to play each one of the 3 as an overarching story. And it's just because what I've heard is it kind of benefits the person that wins the very first game. If you win the first game, that first benefit you get kind of overwhelms the rest. It doesn't add a lot overall. I like campaign style games. We enjoy that so far. We've noticed we like playing the campaign where we can keep telling the story. However, in this particular case, and the same with the West Kingdom, we didn't pick those up. But there you go, guys. If you like this kind of video and want to see more unboxing, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below with whatever it was I was telling you to comment with throughout the thing, or if not, just let me know if you've played the West Kingdom. Until next time, guys. Peace.